How y'all doing, YouTube? Got something in the mail today. Well, UPS today. So my car hauler trailer that I have right here, it doesn't have a winch on it. And there's been a couple of times when I've needed a winch, but for the most part I hadn't. But I'm fixing to go get a parts tractor for my Super Ray, and I've got a parts tractor lined out for my Cub. I'm really excited about this one I'm gonna go get for the Super Ray. It's actually a 140, but it has a 1-point fast hitch on it, and I'm gonna take the fast hitch off and put it on my Super Ray. But I was gonna get a winch that I can permanently install on this trailer. And the more I got to thinking and looking and this, that, and other, there's so many places I'd like to have a winch. And I just started scrolling. And I actually got this one off of eBay. It is what they call a portable winch. And as you can see, it's a VEVOR brand. I've got several things that are VEVOR, whatever brand. And I'm hoping that it's going to be everything that they said it was. This is listed as an ATV winch. It's 36 pounds. And I tell you, I mean, if you've been following the last 2 or 3 videos, you know I don't have a whole lot of strength. This chemo has wore me out. And 36 pounds is all I can do right now. Let's see what this thing's all about. See if I can cut this without cutting myself. Yep. All right. This thing is supposed to have an integrated frame, metal frame, and it's supposed to be listed as 6,000 pounds. Let's see what all it's got in here. All right, here's my hook for the front. It's got two clevis rings or D-rings. This is going to be my strap for here. It says it's rated at 6,000 pounds. So I'm kind of excited about that. I don't think I'll ever need to do anything more than that. This is a wired remote that plugs into the back here. That's your battery cable. From what I've been able to understand from people online, is it's not really all that long of a cable, and that's totally fine because I'm going to wire up my own end like this. This is a 50 amp. Yeah, I'm going to wire up my own end like this that'll go into my truck. Let's see. And that looks like a wireless remote. And there goes my UPS guy. There's my power switch. Power switch on the side, on and off. In and out. All right. I don't have anything hooked to a battery at the moment, but it won't be long. We're fixing to do that. It comes with two, I think if I remember right, they're 10 feet each. 10 feet each. Let's look here and see what comes in the, see if it's got a kit. Shows you how to hook it up for different applications. Somebody's having some target practice next door, sounds like. I don't see where it says what comes in it right here, right off the top of my head. And I don't have much on the top of my head. This chemo has pulled all my hair out, but it's starting to grow back. But I'm fixing to get hit again with some more chemo, hopefully for the last time. Gonna get set up for my bone marrow transplant. That should happen in about 2.5 weeks. So anyway, I wanted to open the box up. That's two straps that come with it that are, if I remember right, they're 10 feet apiece. Let's put the clevises back in there. We'll put, let me get this little Velcro doohickey. See if it'll go around all of it again. Probably not. Hey, it might. Nope, it'll break is what it'll do, because it's made to break. Isn't that something? It's perforated. So I'll just go around those. Yeah, it's got little perforations on it. That's not good. I will have something a lot more permanent than that. Put this back in here, like so. Put that back in there, like so. That'll go there, which will actually go there. Let's see. I think that's how you do it. Yeah. And then that'll go there. There. Put this paper in there out of the way. See if I can get it to close up. Yeah. It's a cheap box, you know, but the main working structure of the winch, you got a frame here. All of this is metal. Every bit of it's metal. And then all the way through to the back side, it's all metal. This is where your wired remote goes. And this is going to be your power connection. And your straps or D-rings. Let me see something real quick. I wanted to see if one of the D-rings will go in there easily, because my plans are with this trailer, right up here, I'm going to drill a couple of holes for that to go through, to where I can just pin it to the trailer where it'll stay level. So let's see, will the D-ring? Yeah, I think it will. I think it sure will. So I can put me a hole on each side of my big D-ring here, and then install both of these rings, and that'll be my connection to the trailer. And then take my rope out. It's all synthetic rope. Take it out, hook it to whatever, tractor, car, whatever. Y'all, I am sweating. It is, I don't know what the temperature is, but it feels like it's 400 degrees. Anyway, that's the first part of this video. 6,000 pound is what it's rated as. And we'll see tomorrow, hopefully, if it'll pull a non-running tractor up on the trailer. Should. I don't see why it wouldn't. I got to get my holes drilled. Probably going to just use jumper cables for tomorrow to go from the end of these power leads to the battery of my truck. And then I'll worry about, I'm going to wire the truck up for one of these. And then I'm probably going to do me a pigtail with a double one of those to go from here to the plug on my truck, to where I don't have to have a battery in the trailer. I don't have to worry about keeping it up, because the battery in my truck's always going to be, you know, it's going to be running. It's going to be good. I got 2 batteries in that truck, so that'll be my power supply. Anyway, thank y'all for watching. The next part of this video, hopefully, might be drilling my holes, getting ready to be able to mount this temporarily to the tractor, and then heading south about 30 minutes and going and picking up a parts tractor that has my 1-point fast hitch on it. Y'all stick around, hang in with me. We'll get the rest of this video done tomorrow. All right, so I was gonna show y'all how to hook all this up, but we got there this morning. Didn't think I was gonna use the winch. Ended up needing to use the winch. So I'm gonna show you. I drilled some holes in my trailer, and I've got these D-rings. I'm gonna show you what I do with those. It worked out. I'll throw in some video of us loading the tractor and using the winch. I was really surprised. So I took the pins out and I put my shackles or clevises or whatever they are right here. Let me get this one. I've got this block of wood just to make it level. Just a little easier. All right, before I get too ahead of myself, I'm gonna get out the remote. Now I had an issue, and I don't know what happened. I had an issue with getting voltage. I've got a set of 20-foot jumper cables. And I had them hooked to my battery, and I don't know, something's weird. I'm not really sure. It could have been user error, could have been the way I hooked it up. But we're gonna do it again, and positive, negative there, and just in case it does work, I'm gonna go ahead and wire up the remote. The remote goes over here as well. Let's see, just like that. So what I do, I set it on that block. This actually worked really well. I was surprised. So I put it right there. Grab my pins, put them in. Just like so. Come on, why ain't you going in there? There we go. All right. I'm going to freewheel this thing and pull out a little bit. And my meter was showing 12 volts to my jumper cables just a second ago. So I'm gonna hook these up and just see if it was me or what the deal was. Y'all hold on, I'll be right back. So, I mean, that should work right there. That should work right there. Let me see if this remote here will work. Let me put it back in regular, turn the remote on. There we go, it works. So we ended up using the winch, and I'll have video of that. It actually worked really well. I was surprised at how well it worked. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this in. I wonder why it was going in increments, but it might be the remote. Pretty good. Yeah. All right, now we can straighten her up. There she comes. I can stop her right, as long as we got room for that disc back there. I'll stop it right there. Turn that sideways. And like I said, the wired remote works just as well. And y'all, that being anchored off to this front I-beam, it's not it's a small winch. It's rated at 6,000 pounds is what they say, 6,000 pounds right here. And it is a recovery winch. But it didn't bat an eye. It didn't struggle. So I guess I wasn't making a good enough connection here. It just wasn't working. So we put his battery, he had a battery. We just put the battery right there and hooked to the battery, and it worked fine. Yanked it right up on here. The only issue I had was with this remote, and I think I wasn't holding the button down right. You've got a out and an in button, and I was holding it, but maybe I wasn't pressing down all the way, and it was intermittent. It would pull, then it'd stop, then it'd pull, then it would stop. And I switched over to the wired remote, and it yanked her right on up here. But anyway, I wanted to show you how I ended up hooking the winch up to the trailer. Like I said, it was simple. Let me unhook my battery here, and we'll throw this thing back in. Let's see. Y'all, it's hot out here. I don't know what I'm gonna do with the, I guess I'll just leave the tractor on the trailer for a little while. I don't need the trailer for anything specific. I'm fixing to go to the hospital. I don't know if I'll leave it on the whole time I'm at the hospital. Excuse me. But let's see. All right, see, just that simple. Pull the pin, pull my shackle out, put the pin back in, pull the pin, pull the shackle out, put the pin back in. So you can see here, the whole frame is all integrated. That looks like 1/4 inch. 3/16 anyway, steel plate. Might be 1/4. Steel plate that everything's attached to. And the box is just for storing all this stuff in. I mean, the box doesn't, it's a cheap box, but it'll do. It does what it's going to. Now I plan to run me a power wire from the battery back here, and I'm going to put this connection on my bumper, and I'm going to make me up. I'm going to leave this one as is, because you never know when you need a connection where all you have is a battery. I'm going to leave this wire as is, but I'm going to make me up a wire to go from that connection to the truck, or I can just plug in here and plug into the truck, and I'll have power all the time because the battery's gonna be running on the truck. All right, let's see here. I was at a buddy of mine's house this morning, another buddy of mine, and he had these little reusable kind of zip tie things. They were just laying on the floor of his shop, and I told him I was going to steal them, and he told me go ahead, so I stole them. And we're going to put this together using one, maybe. Yeah. Put that together using one. Let's see if I can get this down in here right. Let's just bring it all the way back here. And we're going to put this together. Using one. I really don't have I don't have no reason to be out here doing this. It's so hot, but I wanted to finish this video and show y'all what I come up with my little contraption. You know, I don't know. I enjoy messing with stuff and tinkering with stuff. And I'm gonna take this remote and make sure it's turned off. It is. And I'll put this remote in here like so. She's done. She is done. And this will stay in my truck. And I'm gonna do a walk around real quick and show you what I got. So it's a 140, but it's a non-running 140, and I didn't buy it for the tractor. I bought it for the fast hitch. Let me put you back on regular. There we go. I bought it for the one point fast hitch that I'm gonna put on my Super A. I mean, I didn't give hardly anything for the tractor, but it's got a almost complete 1 point fast hitch. The only thing I can see that it's missing right now, and those of you that know about a fast hitch know that you can take this and pin it under the floorboard. Well, it's missing the receptacle for under the floorboard, which I can get one of those. Also, I had this went with it. I think it's an F122 fast hitch 122. It is an international disc. Let me get down. It's got one disc up here that's kind of split, so I'm gonna have to repair it one day. I don't know when. I mean, some of the discs are real good, some of the discs are not, but for what I'm gonna do, you know, it'll disc up a little bit of ground that I'm gonna disc up. I've got to take this off. I'm not sure what this is. I got to cut all those wires. But it appears that the rod is in pretty good shape. I really would like to grind all these welds off and take this off and refinish it. And they've welded this on. I'm gonna have to grind that off. I want that to be movable, where I can leave it and float. It was a pretty serious rat that came out from underneath it, but it's still a 6-volt system. I haven't run the serial number, but the serial number appears to be 50233. I hadn't looked at any of the casting codes. I hadn't looked at anything, because I really don't plan on doing anything with the tractor. I've already got a guy that might want it just for, I don't know if he's gonna restore it or use it for parts or whatever. But anyway, it's hot. Let me straighten this thing up. It's hot, so I'm gonna finish this up, but I wanted to show y'all how I hooked that little winch to my trailer. You know, like I said, I used a set of jumper cables, 20-foot jumper cables, and got good connection this time. I don't know why I didn't get connection this morning when we were loading this up, but thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for sticking in here. I mean, this is probably gonna be the last video I make for a while, because if everything works right, if everything goes according to plan, of course, I've always said, if you want to hear God laugh, tell him your plans. But if everything goes according to plan, I'll have my bone marrow biopsy Friday morning, August the 14th. And then I'll go get the results of that on the 19th. Everything is where it needs to be. Then I'll be admitted on the 27th to start chemo and other medications. And my bone marrow transplant will take place on the 2nd. And then it'll just be a month in the hospital for recovery. And then I'll be back recovering in the house. And when I get the strength, I'll come out here and work on this, or I'll go work on the Cub. The Cub is the recovery project. And I thought last night, I said a good nickname for it is the recovery project, because it's a cub. It's kind of corny, I know, but sometimes I'm like that. But anyway, thank y'all for watching. You know, like and subscribe. I don't know that I'll ever get to 1,000 subscribers. You know, if I get to 1,000 subscribers, then YouTube might pay me a little bit of money, and I can take that money and put it back in some of these builds. You know, because it takes money to put all this stuff up. But, you know, I'm happy with the subscribers I got. I didn't ever think I would even hit 500 subscribers, you know, and I do. But if you're not a subscriber and you like this kind of content, man, hit the subscribe and the bell. That way you'll know when I upload a video. I don't upload all the time. I'm not like some other people that do one a week. I just do one when I can and when I have content to do. With that being said, y'all have a wonderful, wonderful day. God bless you, and we'll see you on the next one.